If you've ever found yourself wondering where all your hard-earned cash disappears to, or you're itching to break free from the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle, then you've just stumbled upon the financial strategy that could change your life. So, whether you're a budgeting newbie or a seasoned pro looking for a fresh approach, you're in the right place. We're about to unveil the secrets of envelope budgeting, sprinkle in some practical tips, and give you a roadmap to transform your financial future. Are you ready? Let's get started. But first, what is envelope budgeting method? Well, it's a simple and effective way to manage your money by physically allocating cash to different spending categories. Think of it as a modern twist on an old-school method that's been helping people take control of their finances for decades. Imagine you have envelopes labeled for various expenses like groceries, entertainment, transportation, and so on. You put a designated amount of cash into each envelope at the beginning of the month. Once the cash in an envelope is gone, you can't spend more in that category until the next month. It's like setting clear boundaries for your spending. Creating your envelopes. Let's get started with creating your own envelope budget. Number 1. List your expenses. First, make a list of all your monthly expenses. This includes essentials like rent or mortgage, utilities, groceries, transportation, and discretionary spending like entertainment, dining out, and shopping. Think of this as your financial inventory. Get a notepad or use your phone's notes app. Whatever works best for you. Write down everything, and I mean everything, that you spend money on in a typical month. Start with the essentials like rent or mortgage, utilities, and groceries. These are your must-pay bills. Imagine you're sitting down with a cup of coffee, jotting down your expenses. You might write down things like rent, $1,200, utilities, $150, and groceries, $300. It's like creating a shopping list for your financial well-being. Number 2. Assign dollar amounts. Next, assign a specific dollar amount to each category based on your income and financial goals. Be realistic, and remember, it's okay to start small. The key is to prioritize your needs and wants. This is where the real budgeting magic happens. Be realistic here, folks. Take your monthly income into account and make sure your spending doesn't exceed it. Prioritize your needs over your wants, but don't forget to allocate a little fun money for those occasional treats. Imagine you've got a monthly income of $3,000. You might decide to allocate $1,200 for rent, $150 for utilities, and $300 for groceries, leaving you with $1,350 for other expenses. Don't forget to leave a bit of wiggle room for unexpected costs or savings. Number 3. Get the envelopes. Now, you'll need envelopes or containers for each category. You can use actual envelopes or go digital with budgeting apps that mimic this method. Alright, it's time for the fun part, getting the envelopes. You can be as creative as you want here. You can use plain envelopes or go all out with colorful ones, each representing a different spending category. If you're tech savvy, you can even use digital envelope systems provided by budgeting apps. These mimic the physical envelopes we're talking about, but in the digital world. Picture yourself at a craft store, picking out a rainbow of envelopes. You might choose a vibrant red one for groceries, a bright blue one for entertainment, and a sunny yellow one for dining out. Remember, these envelopes are your budgeting buddies, so make them appealing. And just like that, you've got your envelopes ready to take on the world of budgeting. Putting your plan into action. Okay, so you've got your envelopes ready. What's next? Let's see how this method works in practice. Number 1. Allocate cash. At the beginning of the month, allocate the designated cash to each envelope. This is your spending limit for the month in that category. Picture this. It's the first day of the month, and you've just received your paycheck. You're excited because you know exactly where every dollar is going. Let's start with the grocery envelope. You take out the cash you've allocated for groceries and place it in the envelope. This is your grocery budget for the entire month. As you head to the supermarket, you're focused and mindful, picking items that fit within your budget. You're not tempted to toss that expensive imported cheese into your cart because you know it will blow your grocery envelope for the month. Now let's talk about entertainment. You've got your entertainment envelope with a specific amount of cash. You decide to catch a movie with friends. As you reach into your envelope to pay for the tickets, you can feel the physical representation of your budget. It makes you think twice about whether you really want that extra large popcorn. You enjoy the movie without the guilt of overspending. Number 2. Stick to your limits. Throughout the month, spend from the appropriate envelope for each expense. Once the cash is gone from a specific envelope, you're done spending in that category until the next month. This encourages you to make mindful choices. As the days pass, you're diligent about spending from the appropriate envelopes for each expense. Here's where the envelope system really shines. Imagine it's halfway through the month, and you open your dining out envelope. You notice there's not much cash left. You're tempted to go out for dinner with friends, but then you remember your budget. You suggest a cozy night in with a homemade meal instead. Not only do you save money, but you also strengthen your budgeting discipline. Number 3. Adjust as needed. If you find you're consistently overspending in one category, you can either allocate more money next month or cut back on spending elsewhere. Flexibility is key to making this method work for you. Life is full of surprises, right? So, what do you do when unexpected expenses pop up? You have an emergency envelope too. Let's say your car needs an unexpected repair. You dip into your emergency envelope to cover the cost without derailing your entire budget. It's like having a financial safety net, and it prevents you from going into debt when life throws you a curveball. So, why should you consider using the envelope budgeting method? Let's talk about some of the fantastic benefits it offers. Number 1. Firstly, it provides you with unparalleled clarity about where your money is going. No more guessing games or wondering where your paycheck disappeared to. Number 2. Secondly, it empowers you to take control of your spending habits. When you physically see the cash depleting in an envelope, you become more conscious of your choices. Number 3. Thirdly, it's a fantastic tool for paying off debt. By allocating a portion of your income to debt repayment envelopes, you can systematically reduce your outstanding balances. Number 4. And finally, it reduces financial stress. Knowing that your essential expenses are covered and you're actively working towards your financial goals can be incredibly reassuring. All right, before we wrap up, let's go over some tips to help you succeed with the envelope budgeting method. Number 1. Start small. If this is your first time budgeting this way, begin with a few categories and gradually expand as you become more comfortable. Number 2. Consistency is key. Stick to your budget, and over time, you'll develop better spending habits. Number 3. Don't be afraid to adjust. Life happens, and unexpected expenses may arise. Be flexible and make changes to your envelopes as needed. It's a fantastic way to take control of your finances and achieve your financial goals. Remember, it's all about setting boundaries, being mindful of your spending, and working towards financial freedom. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more budgeting tips and financial advice. Have you tried the envelope budgeting method before? Share your experiences and tips in the comments below.